Everyone, I'm here. We got a very good guest today. We got the hottest wrestler in the off season, Isael Perez. Isael, how you doing, man? You've been killing it, bro. It's awesome to have you.
It's good to be here. I'm happy for the interview.
Awesome, dude. Like I said, you've been tearing it up on the off-season circuit, placing at all these high-level national tournaments. But let's take it back real quick. Before you were competing at that level, when did you first start wrestling?
I started wrestling in 6th grade, so like a while ago. I didn't start like out the womb like a lot of people.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Most people start, I feel like 4 or 5, but you kind of got a late start. But it definitely seems like that didn't affect anything.
Definitely. Well, I started because I used to think wrestling was like WWE, so I went into practice. That's what I thought it was. It ended up being obviously totally different. Wearing singlets, actually learning moves, but I still I loved it. I saw myself there.
So, and you said, so you started in 6th grade. Was it, I imagine you tried like other sports before that?
Yeah, I used to play baseball, basketball, football, soccer, but I don't know. When I started wrestling, it just it clicked for me. You just find that one hobby and then it just grows on you.
Love it. You can't get enough of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And what club was that you had your first practice?
Beat the Shoots. Always been a beat the Shoots kid. You know what I mean? Can't get everything for free, but they gave me what I could. Went to practices for free. They helped me elevate my game, took me to tournaments. And, but clearly, you know what I mean? I'm not from the best neighborhood, the best borough, the top of the top, but I make do with what I can. You know what I mean? I try my best to just every day get better and every day just work on being a better me, because where I'm from, that's hard to do.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk about this now quickly. So how did you keep your head straight, with all these distractions going on with, like you said, you don't come from the best area. I'm sure it's there were a lot of distractions, but you kept your head on straight. How'd you manage to do that?
Mainly just dreaming, man. You grow up, you see a lot of people their goals are a lot different than the successful people. Me, I want to know what I can do to make everybody better. People just want to be selfish. They want to go fight, do stuff that's only gonna affect them. And I try to think of it more of a long-term goal. You do something slowly every day, eventually it's going to play a big part and get you to where you need to be. So I've always had that mindset growing up. It was just watching my mom just raise me. I just got it from her. She would always tell me to keep my head up, that we're going to be better, things are always going to get better. So I just took that into consideration of my own mentality, and it's that's just what I think of. It could always be worse. You know what I mean? You got to tell yourself it used to be worse than what it used to be.
Yeah, dude, you're advancing every single day, getting better, making life better, like you said. It's awesome. So when you first started wrestling, did you think that you said you loved it right away, right?
Yeah.
So were you thinking that okay, yeah, I'm gonna be doing this sport, 10 years later, still doing it? Did you always think that?
Nah, definitely not. I remember in the beginning when I was first starting, the first 4 or 5 months, it was just games. It was just toe touching. It felt like after school activities. It was just fun. But then once I started to get better, coach started to see I'm athletic, I can learn, I'm coachable. I started to go to the high school practices, or the harder beat the sheets practices with the experienced wrestlers who were already in high school. I just remember that first practice, I was I want to quit. This isn't shooting a basketball. It was totally different. I just remember I told my mom, I was I'm not practicing again. I took I came back the next day and I just you know what, never mind.
Oh, she was no, get yourself to practice. What are you doing?
Yeah, she was just telling me, you're gonna start it, you gotta finish it. And I was all right. So I finished it out, and then I just went to it again and again every season after.
It definitely helps, having your mom. Sounds like she's a great supporter, great attitude, pushing you to keep doing that. Like, you started, you're gonna finish it. What are you doing? You know. So shout out to you. So when did you start like traveling to like out of state competitions or camps and stuff? Was that while you were in middle school?
Yeah, I started in middle school. I want to say like before I went into 8th grade, so the summer for 8th grade, my first tournament I went to was Headlocks on the Hudson. So New York freestyle tournament. I got second in both styles, but I lost to it was like 3 people in my bracket. It was a little round robin. It was before it got big, but I just remember I lost to the same kid twice. Some diesel kid, huge. He headlocked me. I just couldn't get out of it. But that opened my eyes. Like, I want to get better. It gave me that competitive edge I needed. It's like, all right, next tournament, I'm grinding for that. I'm trying to win that. And then it was just up from there.
And then, so that was right before high school then, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, what did you do exactly your 8th grade year? Did you place out Rhode Island states and stuff, or?
Yeah, I won it that year.
Okay.
I wrestled. The only kid that still wrestles now that I wrestled, it was the kid I wrestled in the finals, which is Jordan DaCosta. You know who that is?
From Cumberland, right? Yeah.
He's my boy now, but in middle school we used to hash at it.
You guys used to go at it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and then after that, you won a state titles in 8th grade, or you're getting ready to go to high school. Did you have any goals for the high school level, or were you intimidated?
I was low key. I was scared. I was I already know. I've been in practice rooms and I got to be in the match with another high school kid. I used to always get in my head this is gonna suck. This is gonna be hard. But then COVID happened and it kind of flipped me backwards. You know what I mean? We lost a lot of people. Hope would have been so much better now if we didn't lose all the crucial kids we had. They all got fell off into the streets or got distracted and just made bad decisions. But after my freshman year, I didn't go to any tournaments. I only wrestled 4 dual meets. I didn't really wrestle freshman year. So yeah, it was bad. But the summer after I went to my first Fargo, I basically went from no season to Fargo, did horrible. I cut bad for that. I was 180, cut to 145.
Wow.
It was yeah. All
That's
that just
unhealthy.
I did all that just to not even double barbecue, bro. I felt like ass after that. But look at me now. You have to lose to get better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't just win overnight. You don't get those those lucky kids a Floyd Mayweather and just go undefeated your whole life. That's just not gonna happen all the time. But it was good. It was a good learning experience. And then sophomore year was I want to say that was my come up year. That was really me getting better. I went to Lowell. Lowell was my first real high school tournament. I remember I got 8th. Lost to I wrestled Babola first round. He teched me.
Oh yeah, Michael, right? I think that's the older one.
Yeah. He's at Hart. But he typed me. He's dirty. I was I lost my first match. I was and I thought I was decent.
You're okay, yeah. There's another level.
Yeah, and I wrestled back 6 matches, and then I wrestled there was this kid who used to go to Timberland. I forgot his name, but he was good. He beat me, and I lost to Chad Moreno for 8th place, 7th and 8th. He packed me, and that's when our little rivalry started right there.
It's crazy, thinking about just what a couple of years could do, in terms of growth and talent. And then, so your sophomore year, going into the New England tournament, I remember I was looking at it and stuff. I remember I was looking at your name and I was like, oh, this Isael Perez guy, he's pretty good. And then, especially after, dude, I was really sad after you lost your first match in your sophomore year because it was so close to Blanchette. Pretty sure it was an 8-4 match or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I something like that. I after that performance, did you? Because obviously you knew Blanchett was very good at the time, I assume. So after that
Nah, I
performance, oh, you
didn't
didn't?
know. Didn't know about him like until after
Oh,
the match.
okay.
I thought it was just another good kid. Like, I assumed that he was good because he went to Central Catholic, but I didn't know who he was until after he whipped me. So I was so mad that I was like, I should never tied up. He's a judo kid. He's like does this and that,
Mm-hmm.
but it is what it is. I learned from it.
Mm-hmm. But and then again, so you had that wrestle or that close match with him, and then you sadly, dropped your second match as well. Did that did that light a fire under you? Getting to that big stage in New England's, but sadly coming up short in both matches.
Honestly, yeah, I was devastated for a while. It like kind of like messed with me because I went from having a close match with the kid who wins it, and then I lost to a bum in the second round. Like a kid I definitely could have gave comp if I was here. Like when kids lose that one match, like in a tournament you lose that one match, you don't want to no more. Whether it's not like you wrestling back for third or fifth or sixth or any of that, you just like you lost. Like I felt like that stung with me more than probably a lot of losses I've had because
Like you were
sophomore year I was
mentally
really
defeated already.
like it was like no point for me to be there after that loss. I felt like I didn't belong. It was hard for me, but that really like sparked a lot of fire under me. Like I was grinding every day. I was doing three workouts, 3 practices. Like I was getting to it every day. And then NHSCA's came. And I remember I had a really good run. I made it to the quarters until I lost to Ryan Garvik, and he lost in the finals. And then I wrestled back, and then in my round, I was deep in the blood rounds. It was the last match I needed to get into the 7th and 8th. I'm pretty sure I would have wrestled Blanchett again if I won that match.
Oh, really?
But I lost to the kid like 5-2, and it was a kid I beat.
I remember you've beaten Garcia before?
Beating him before in overtime.
Wow.
It was like after the Worlds. It was a while ago.
Gotcha. But yeah, so that did losing that match kind of bring back like similar feelings of New England's, yeah, from like a month ago.
I was like again, like it just. I went through a time I was just losing a lot, and it was just like I felt like I was just working out, practicing, sacrificing for nothing. But like they say, you got to keep your head down until you come up. So I just one day got good, and then I remember after Fargo my sophomore year, before junior year started, so before last year started, I wrestled Blanchett. This is where things were taking a turn. I wrestled him at the Fall Classic. New England Fall Classic, the Zach Brinston. I'm pretty sure he run.
Coming up again soon, right?
Yeah, I wrestled him. I lost to him 4-3 that time, and that's where everybody was like, "All right, like this kid's like not a bum. Like Isael's coming up, like he's there."
Yeah.
And that right there, like after that loss, I remember I didn't cry. I just like I sat down. I was thinking to myself like, last time it was 8-4, you cried about it. This time it's 4-3. I'm noticing I'm getting there. Every match I'm getting closer, and I felt like that's what really helped my mental game for the year. Because I was thinking in my head, I was like, all right, if I lose to this guy once, it doesn't matter. Because I know if I wrestle him again, I'm gonna get back. Like it's always that continuous, like that hungry mindset that's gonna get you to where you need to be.
So like you said, that was when you really, or that your junior year, at least to me, and I'm sure everyone else, is when you really popped off and solidified yourself. So what was it during that off season that you think you could help or you could credit, your transformation to an elite wrestler to?
Definitely, I want to say me going to a lot of tournaments. Like I know coaches always say that, it's not good for you to do a lot of competition back to back, but then you look at the number 1s and 2s in the country and they're going to everything. Like Will Bassett has been to like back-to-back tournaments the past 2 months in a row, and he's ranked number 2 now, but he's a stud. Like you hear those names, people are like, what? Like I want to be like that, so whatever they're gonna do, I'm gonna do too. Like that. So like me going to the tournaments and stuff is what helped me. my coaches always tell me I should have a goal of wrestling 50 to 100 matches every offseason. Because you're going to get better in the room, but you're not going to know what you really need to work on until you're in competition and you lose. Because that's where the growing comes. You can do as much work in the room and go a whole year just redshirting or something and not wrestling competition, but then you'll go out and get clapped by a bum because you didn't wrestle the real matches and know what you really needed to work on.
Yeah, you need to have that actual live test, you know?
Exactly.
So then going into your junior year, you know, like you said, you had that great match with Blanchett, you know. I definitely had you ranked as one of the, top 170 pounders in New England. We know Isaiah has you ranked high. Did you feel like there was a target on your back heading into your junior year? Like people are.
I kind of felt going into my junior year. I kind of felt like I had something to prove. I didn't feel like it was more of a target on my back, but more of like, when am I gonna like show them I'm really the top dog? Like I'm really deserving of that -- 1 spot. So I just felt like I had to prove myself. Like it was like a big thing for me.
And even in we're talking about how you're one of the top 170s in the region, but even last year in Rhode Island, you know, you had some tough competition at 170 with Bakawa, Parker. Right, Parker was 170, right? Oliver Parker. Yeah. But you came away with the state title in the end. And in a OT, right?
Yeah.
How did it feel? Getting that takedown, getting the dub, in overtime for your state title.
It felt good. It felt rewarding because after no freshman year, and then I lost to Zarella in the final sophomore year. I felt like I wasn't gonna win it. So this year for me was really like I could prove it to myself, like I was talking about earlier. Buckle was a good kid though. He's the type of kid you don't wrestle him twice and it's the same type of score. Like it's gonna get closer. Like he's a good wrestler. But yeah, that takedown in overtime, I don't want to say I got lucky, but it could have went either way right there.
Yeah. 5 out of 10 times it's a different call maybe.
But after that, I remember I just jumped up. I was souped. It felt like that was it. And I remembered a week later, I got something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing the titles, but it is what it is.
And what was stepping into the Providence Center for New England?
I want to say I was going into it with the goal of winning it. My only goal was just first place. I didn't want to leave there with second or third or anything else. I really thought I was just gonna go in there, do what I needed to do, and come out on top. And that's what I was doing for most of the tournament. First day, I beat Jack Walsh. I think he goes to Chelmsford. Probably another
Chelmsford, yeah.
Yeah. I beat him 6-0, something like that. And then next day, I pinned my quarters, beat Fisher Stites 16-4.
Yeah, you
like
got that match. I remember watching it.
Yeah, I always thought he was a senior. I didn't know he was gonna be I didn't know he was my grade because he got third or fourth at New England's the year Blanchett won it. Sophomore year.
Yeah, he's sneaky good. Chance to be a 3-time placer.
He cheeky gets up there.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, and then Nat came, and I was in my head, I wasn't nervous, but all I could think about before the match was Lowell.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. You guys already wrestled, and you definitely wrestled definitely a lot better the second time.
He clapped me. I don't know what it was. Right? I felt like at Lowell, it was just I was just happy that I was in the finals. And that kind of effed me over in a big way. He should not have beat me as bad as he did. But it was a humbling moment for me. Huh?
You definitely showed that in New England that, if you have the right mindset, it's a different match.
Yeah. I was just like I said, I just get closer. And then New England's, that first period, I feel like if I could go back, I would have been more prepared for that first period. I really didn't think he was going to come out trying to shoot off the rip. So that kind of those takedowns I gave up really sold me. Because if you just got one less, we could have went into overtime. Or maybe if I just got an extra takedown, we would have been right there. I would have had that extra 30 seconds, 1 minute to get it.
Yeah. Well, there's always this year, you know.
Yeah, this year definitely gotta win everything. There's always one. This year is like I gotta prove it. You know what I mean? Like I gotta not only am I trying to do this once, I'm trying to do it again next year. You know?
Yup.
Like that
You reclassed, right?
Yeah.
Now 2025.
Got the jump. Got the head start on these boys now.
Yeah, that's fun. So and then after New England's at NHSCA's, you finally made the All-American podium. How did that feel?
That was like I grinded for that. I remember right after New England's, everybody took that first 2 to a week off. That Monday I was already back in the room. I was 5 a.m. I was running. I was already trying to get ready for it because I was so devastated losing to Nap. I was just again, just second place. It's not what I came for. I'm doing something wrong. So I was just so locked in. I deleted my social media for a bit. It was kind of dumb. I lost all the girls I had, but
oh man, yeah, I was about to say, dude, was it worth it?
Kind of, but not kind of because I hit the semi slide. It was bad. But so basically, first match, NHSCA's, I wrestled some random kid. I had to tech him. I think I played with him the last 5 seconds.
Nice.
And then my second match, I wrestled Braden Woodward. And this is where things get funny. Braden Woodward beat Nap at Eastern States. He beat him at Eastern States. Do you know what tournament that is?
Yeah.
He majored him. It was 10-3, 10-2. And then I go out and I beat him 5-4. And that kind of really opened my eyes because I remember during that match I didn't know who he was until after people came up to me and reminded me. It was just damn, I thought back to New England's again. I was he beat me though,
right
he
there.
got it on me. And then I wrestled through, he was my hardest match. I wrestled through, I majored, I pinned, and I pinned again. And the semis came. I wrestled Omar. I didn't know anything about Omar. I feel it was the same thing as me first playing Chet my sophomore year. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a judo kid. So we were just going upper body, first period, just upper body, just tussling through. And then he tried to fake hip toss me. And then I thought I could lat drop. I don't know why, but I thought I could throw it. I'm not even a thrower. I tried lat drop him, and he put me on my back. So he got 4 off of me. Took me down in 2 bags, I'm pretty sure. And then after that, he was just up on me. I was trying everything. I tried super duck. I tried to fly a scroll him. I didn't get nothing.
Super duck. But,
yeah.
So, after you placed at the NHSCA tournament, is that when Northfield Mt Herman started contacting you, or when did they start contacting you?
During Lowell.
During Lowell, wow.
Yeah, it was before I even wrestled Nap the first time. It was the first day of Lowell. I was talking to Bates.
Wow. So it's been in the works for a while then.
Yeah, I actually got rejected the first time.
Oh really? Dude, they didn't know what they're saying no to.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but I got in with 16 hours before school started.
Really?
Got in last second.
Wow, dude, that's insane. So you almost didn't then, right?
Yeah, I could have still been at Hope right now, but I got lucky, man. It was just right timing.
Dude, and I have a question too. When you went to Hope, could you have gone to Central, or did you have to go to Hope? Did you have the choice?
Oh, when I was in middle school, yeah, I was supposed to go to Central, but I switched it because I already knew I wanted to go to Hope for wrestling. Because I used to live in the buildings in front of Central. There's a little neighborhood right next to it. I used to live right there. So I got assigned Central because it was the closest school.
You could walk
but
there.
Then, yeah, literally I could walk. But then I was you know what? I'll just take a bus and go to Hope.
It's worth it for the the wrestling experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And were you talking to any other schools besides NMH?
No, not really. I didn't really I was really debating on whether to go prep or not. at first I thought it was stupid, but then like the more I thought about it, like I realized like there's all these good kids and like more than half, like 80% are all read classes. So I'm like, if that's what's working, like I might as well. So I kind of like just slowly fed into it. But NMH was the only school to really hit me up.
Gotcha. So it's not like it was like NMH versus GFA versus Belmont. It was just like NMH versus Hope, what you were going to do. Not
there was,
but your decisions.
No, yeah, there was like Green Farms, like GFA did hit me up, but I wasn't like it was a I have to be a day student, but for me like to live there because it's like it's a minute away, like it's low key far, like it's a cheeky troop. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude, but you'd be real close to me then, you know. You'd be like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I would have had to live. I would have done. They do this thing called like family housing. So I would have left. I would have lived with like different parents, but that wasn't a fit for me.
I would have let you live in my basement, man.
Yeah, but that's different. We're wrestling boys. I would have been with some randoms.
Yeah, dude. No, that would have been weird. So, you know, how are you adjusting to NMH so far?
I'm loving it so far. It's a lot different than public school, obviously. Food's good.
You're in your dorm right now?
Yeah.
That's weird, dude. Because high school dorms. It's interesting. It's not college, but it looks like it.
It feels the same. Like it literally just wake up, go for a run, go to school, practice, get the grind, and then just study. Like it's really isolated. I feel like that's what I needed. It's like how we talked about earlier, getting away from those distractions. It just makes it easier here. So I feel like my wrestling's growing, and it's showing. Like I want Tyrant, and I just want Journeyman. Like I'm beating the good kids ever since I switched to you. It's getting me to where I need to be.
Yeah, dude. So after you won Journeyman, that was when you called the attention of people like Willie Saylor and people like that. So what was it like, getting that text or maybe checking for yourself that your name is in his top 20 national rankings?
I was excited. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my biggest goals is to be ranked, but it's not where I want to be. Obviously I want to be higher, but I'm happy. I'm getting there. Gotta catch up to Blanchett, so there could be two little boys. Yeah,
dude, it's crazy too. People like like Willie Saylor and just the other big publications. They know the nasty good kids from New England like Blanchett, but then they don't really know the kids that are basically at that level. But you know what I mean? It's hard to.
I know they're looking at like the stars, but they're not realizing there's kids right
yeah,
here.
Right there that are basically just as good.
Exactly.
But now, we have kids like you who are, breaking through that barrier and, getting more recognition to, the kids around you, the region, everything.
Yeah. I feel that's how it is though. Like with a lot, like even like flow rankings and like Rofkin, like they're only gonna go over like kind of like a hype. Like kids have social medias and they post like their TikToks and like that gets you out there. Like publicizing yourself, it works because kids get ranked like
building a brand almost,
Yeah, exactly. You got to build your own brand, of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you got to go to college. College got to see how you wrestle. Search you up. See what kind of kid you are.
You brought it up, not me. Speaking of colleges, you thinking of any? You talking to any coaches yet?
I got a couple looks. I got a visit coming up this weekend at West Point for Army.
Nice.
So I have that visit, and then I have one after Super 32 at Cambo. So that should be a good one. And I'm working on some other ones, but I gotta stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'm excited to see the Isael Perez saga. See where you land and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my last questions. You mentioned you got Super 32 coming up. What exactly have you been doing to train for Super 32? You're coming in with a grind feed, right? So, ranked high.
But I've been really working on like my top and bottom game because I know that's gonna play a factor. Like I know my neutral's good enough to hang with I think the top guys in the country, but top and bottom is like really like that's where it's like the changing points in the match really come from. Whether you get turned, whether you can get that escape or not giving up an escape. A lot of kids don't realize, like, you ride a kid out the whole period, he's going to break and you save yourself a point. People just cut him like you're going to take him down. So that's not always the case. So I feel like just working on being more grit on top and, like, on my bottom, being more aware, like knowing when I should go for reversals, when I should just take the cheeky one. Little things like that are going to get me, like, advancing and getting on that podium.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely probably one of the toughest tournaments you'll ever do, but you know, you definitely sound more than ready. And, you know, with the stuff you've been doing recently, you're definitely more than qualified.
I appreciate that, man.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, you want to add on?
When's the next rankings coming out? Those pound for pounds.
Oh, the next ranking? Oh,
yeah.
dude.
What's, like, your criteria on that?
My what?
Like, your criteria. Are you going off of, like, head-to-head or accolades?
For the pound for pounds?
Yeah.
It is mostly off like criteria and stuff, and head to head I do include head to head. It's just sometimes hard to do it just because, you know, some people they have a loss to someone from, like, years ago that I don't know. It's complicated, man. You know. But hey, you know, you're moving up that list every single update, it seems, you know.
No, I'm looking for that. I'm trying to get top 5.
Yeah, bro. I think you're at like 12 or 13 right now, but even I admit, you know, who knows? Maybe after this interview, I might have to go in and edit that because that might even be too low. But we'll see.
You give. I feel like you guys doing that, like you and Isaiah, and, like, people say, like, oh, don't do that with kids. Like, it's a bad look, but like, it makes no sense. Like, that's motivating me. Me personally, you got someone above me, like, I'm gonna chase that. You know, like, that's gonna give the kids who really want that competitive edge more of a boost. Mm-hmm. So I just like funny, like it's our New England thing.
Yeah, dude, definitely. You know, and I like to think that you know, the kids like seeing their names. You know, they like seeing a post about them. You know, they like the recognition. We
like feeling like somebody. You know, like, exactly. For all this work, you guys recognize it. You know what I mean? It makes it's worth it. It's worth the extra work, the extra mile.
Yeah, you know, you guys, you know, wrestling is the hardest sport in the world, no doubt. And New England doesn't get the looks it needs. And, you know, people like Isaiah and I, we realize that, and we want to bring that recognition to you guys.
I know you guys do that, and you guys still work.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of long nights, a lot of stressful times. I already know.
Yeah. Isael, anything else you want to add?
We talked about everything I needed to know. It was a good interview. I liked it.
Awesome. Me too, man.